Dynasty buy or sell offseason edition, and today we have Kadarius Toney on my beloved New York Football Giants. Obviously in 2021, 39 receptions out of 57 targets, 420 yards, no touchdowns. He did miss 8 games. It was a terrible year for the kid, but when he was on the field, he was crazy explosive.
Yeah.
In Dynasty, are you buying or selling, Zach?
Yeah, I just want to clarify to people watching this. We've done a bunch of these videos in this series. Buying always means I want more stock of him. I'm going to trade for him.
That's right.
Selling means I want to get out now. I want to try and get as much value now, and I don't believe in him.
Right.
Look, I really love Toney as a talent. I think this came down to what his current price is. So I will be selling because of the current price. Now, I'll give you a couple reasons why. Firstly, like I said, the potential is undeniable. You look at week 5 versus the Cowboys. If you watch that game, that is his upside. That is what he could be in the NFL. He definitely has, top 15 to 20 wide receiver upside, in my opinion.
Right.
But number one, he's already dealt with a ton of injuries. Okay. He's dealt with the amount of injuries most people deal with their entire career in 1 year. Okay.
Maybe he's getting out the way.
Maybe. Let's go through this. He missed training camp, before the season with a grade 2 hamstring strain. He had an ankle sprain in week 5. He re-aggravated that ankle in week 6 and missed more time. Missed 4 more games due to a quad strain, and then another 3 due to an abdomen strain, and then injured his shoulder ahead of week 17, which, by the way, he's dealt with a lot of shoulder injuries throughout his career in college as well.
Right.
So I had to think about Toney as a player. What type of player is he? When is Toney at his best? And that's in the Yak game. He's a really good yards after catch player.
Right.
And I think of another person who's probably the best in the league at yards after catch, and that's Debo. Now, to be clear, they are very different players. Debo and Toney are different players. But why did it take Debo so long to break out? And personally, I think that's because if you are that type of player, you're getting injured a lot. You're taking a lot of hits from the defense in those slants, in that screen game. So I really question if his body frame can take that type of beating, but that's when he's at his best, is in the Yak game.
Okay.
Number 2, I don't trust Daniel Jones or this offense. Okay. Let's look at Daniel Jones, most valuable fantasy wide receiver by year. Okay. So the top fantasy wide receiver on the Giants with Daniel Jones by year in 2019, it was Darius Slayton. He was a wide receiver 37. In 2020, it was Sterling Shepard. He was a wide receiver 43. In 2021, it was Kenny Golladay. It was a wide receiver 79. I know his offensive line has been bad, but personally, I don't believe in Daniel Jones, and it seems like the Giants are not willing to move on from him.
Okay.
So those are the main reasons that I am probably going to be selling him. I'll tell you people what my current price would be for him as far as what I'm looking to get for him in return. But what about you? Are you buying or selling Toney?
Yeah, look, I'm buying Kadarius Toney, and that's purely because I believe in his talent. Everything you said, is right. He does have a lot of injuries. This offense is terrible, but as a Giants fan and as a Kadarius Toney fan, I have to believe. I have to believe. I genuinely have to believe. And what's funny is that I just traded for Kadarius Toney a couple days ago. I traded away Brandon Ayuk, and I got Kadarius Toney in the 2022 second for Kadarius Toney. But let me tell you why I believe in him. I believe in him. You're right. Week 5, incredible game. Honestly, that says it all of why he should be on your team. But number 2 is the organization. Yes, the organization has been in shambles for the last 4, 5, 6 years. It's been terrible, right?
Yeah,
but
it has been.
The organization is it's changing. Joe Shane comes in, Brian Daboll. The first thing they said, he was like, obviously it probably doesn't relate to Kadarius Toney, is that we have done everything bad to really derail Daniel Jones's career. And the first thing that we need to do is invest in the offensive line, which in turn gives Daniel Jones a great opportunity. He is a Josh Allen type player. Not saying he is, but I do believe he could, if he could be a glimpse of that, then he could in turn change Kadarius Toney's outlook in the future. He can be, I think he can be a top 20 wide receiver, in my personal opinion. I think that's easy. I think maybe you could agree with me if he stays healthy and everything goes right. There is that concern.
Yeah, if he stays healthy, I do think he could be a top 20 wide receiver.
I think of this. Think of it's a great example you said, Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
We all knew he was talented. He was the guy. Yeah. Deebo coming out of college was amazing. We wanted Deebo. It was in the fantasy community, they loved him. he couldn't stay healthy. If you still continue to stick with Debo, the outcome was fantastic. He finished wide receiver 3. Maybe Kadarius Toney can go that way. It is a longer wait, and that sucks. But that's worst case scenario. Only thing I'll say on that
is Debo is just built different.
Yeah, he's a bigger player.
He was injured 100%. So much because of his role, but he was built to take that beating. I don't think Toney is built that way, unfortunately.
Yeah. So look, if you would like to invest in somebody, and if you like that slot receiver guy, yards after the catch, that's key in fantasy. Production and yards after the catch, that's what wins you games week by week, and Kadarius Toney can do that. So if I was you, I would be investing and see what you can get now. I think he's at, in my opinion, could be his all-time low because no one trusts in Daniel Jones, and Kadarius Toney has been hurt. Say what Zach said. He's been hurt. Daniel Jones sucks. Cool.
Yeah, well, Shepard's gone, so there is some hope there. Yeah, that role will open up. The other thing is, I think for Giants fans, look, Daniel Jones might not be there forever, and maybe that's good for you. Maybe that's good for Toney.
Exactly, and that's exactly. Hope if he's not good, then hey, Bryce Young, see you there.
No, he won't. He's not going to New York. All right, what's a fair price to pay? Look, I'm selling him, so I'm going to speak from that perspective. I am looking to sell him, and in return, I'd be happy to receive a late 2021 first or a 2023 second-round pick. I think both of those are things that you could easily get done based off of a lot of crowdsourcing trade calculators.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I'm looking for a second round. I don't think anyone's going to give up a first round for Kadarius Toney if I'm going to be selling him. If I can get a first, fantastic. But I'm looking for a second. So I traded once again.
Well, what are you trying to buy him for then?
If I were to buy him, I'll probably a second maybe still.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll like a second.
Okay. I think it might take a first in this year's draft based off the talent.
I don't think anyone is going to do that.
Well, I mean, didn't you just trade Toney for?
I traded Brandon Ayuk for Kadarius Toney and a 2022 second.
Oh, okay. Well, you fleeced that deal. But anyway, look, I do think you can get a first. I think you get a late first, but I would settle for a second in 2023. Okay. So we'll see. But let us know. Are you buying or selling Toney?
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.